Hi, this is Dwyer from GamblersAdvisory.com. On December 20th of this year, 2008, there is a championship fight for the WBA heavyweight title between current title holder Nikolai Valuev, who is 49-1 with 34 knockouts, and four-time heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, who is 42-9 with two draws and 27 knockouts. We believe in this fight there is a clear winner. We are taking the champion Nikolai Valuev, who should be heavily favored, to win this fight. Valuev has been the more active fighter. This will be his third fight in calendar year 2008. We also don't have any questions at all about Valuev's ability to go the distance, as Valuev, who is 35 years old, has gone the distance in his last four fights. So we expect him to be ready to perform on December 20th. By contrast, we have a myriad of concerns about Evander Holyfield, because of course Evander Holyfield is now 46 years old. More importantly, Evander Holyfield has not fought in calendar year 2008. In fact, when he steps into the ring, it will be more than a year since his last fight. And of course, in that last fight, he lost to Sultan Ibragimov. Not only that, but Evander Holyfield is one of the sport's premier counterpunchers. Of course, counterpunching relies on reflexes, and unfortunately, Evander Holyfield is now in his mid-40s. He's 11 years older than Nikolai Valuev. We wonder whether Evander Holyfield will be able to take advantage of the counterpunching opportunities that arise, given that his reflexes may have slowed with age. More importantly, when Evander Holyfield fights another fighter, he doesn't do that well against taller fighters. If you go through his history, taller fighters have either beaten him outright, which is exactly what Lennox Lewis, we believe, did twice. The first fight was called a draw. In the rematch, Lennox Lewis won a clear victory. And that's what lesser fighters like Larry Donald did to Evander Holyfield in 2004. What Evander is good at, and you see it when he fights a shorter guy or a guy relatively his size like Mike Tyson, is Evander can get inside, put his head on the other fighter's chest, counter the other fighter, block punches, and actually use his head as a bit of a weapon. So, for example, when he fought Hasim Rahman, that fight was ultimately stopped due to a headbutt. Hasim Rahman had a huge boil on his head. He claimed it was caused by a Evander Holyfield headbutt. Let's go back even further into Evander's past. When Evander fought Mike Tyson, the reason why Mike Tyson bit Evander's ear and got disqualified was because Iron Mike thought that Evander was illegally headbutting him. Now, the reason why we draw the emphasis to Evander's headbutts is we don't believe he's going to get close enough to Nikolai Valuev, who is a 7-footer, who works behind a jab, to even be able to have headbutting be an issue. In other words, Evander's best fights are fights that he fights inside, where he's crowding the other guy and he's able to throw hooks from in close, counterpunch hooks, and he's able to have his head up on the other guy's chest. Here he's fighting a 7-footer who, quite frankly, has one of the best jabs in all of boxing, not just the heavyweight division, should be able to keep the fight in the middle of the ring, and should be able to keep the much shorter Evander Holyfield. Holyfield, by the way, is shorter by 9.5 inches. He should be able to keep Evander Holyfield at the edge of his jab and should be able to dominate the fight. Let me also point out, too, that Evander Holyfield started to show his age against Sultan Ibragimov. If you go back through Evander Holyfield's record, you'll find that before Sultan, the last major opponent that he faced, championship level opponent, we believe, was James Toney, and that fight actually took place in 2003. And in that fight, of course, James Toney not only stopped Evander Holyfield, at one point he actually dropped Evander Holyfield in the fight. In other words, Evander's skills are not what they were in the early 90s when Evander Holyfield initially became heavyweight champion. Further, if you look at Nikolai Valuev's record, Nikolai Valuev is a very underrated fighter. He fought Jamil McCline. Jamil McCline quit on his stool when Nikolai Valuev fought decent fighters like Owen Beck and Monty Barrett. The same Monty Barrett, by the way, who's going to fight David Haye in David Haye's next fight. Nikolai Valuev actually knocked out these individuals. The one fight he lost was to one of boxing's more talented, enigmatic figures, Ruslan Chagayev, and even that fight was a very close majority decision loss. That loss was early last year. Since then, Nikolai Valuev has fought Sergei Liakovich, he has fought John Ruiz, he has fought Jean Bergeron, and he's done well against each of these fighters. He's fighting high quality competition. He is the more active fighter by comparison to Evander Holyfield. And size-wise and style-wise, it's going to be very hard for Evander to hit. We do not believe Evander is going to be able to get inside. So we're predicting that Valuev wins this fight. We understand that the odds might be so staggered that it might not be a fight worth betting. If we were forced to have an outcome in the fight, we would say Valuev by decision. So the safe play is Valuev to just win the fight outright. If you're a more adventurous gambler, split your bet in half, have half on it on Valuev to win outright. In fact, make it 2/3 on Valuev to win outright, and then have 1/3 on the Valuev to win the fight by decision. Okay? Visit us with your thoughts. Leave your comments here on YouTube. Also, vote in our polls at gamblersadvisory.com. We would like to hear from you. And as always, when you bet, use your head. Thanks for watching.